When God calls you to walk away from something you love, He is guiding you to a greater love. Sinner to Saint aspiring actress and singer Amanda Janson landed her dream role as Wednesday Addams in the Broadway production of the Addams Family. But before the show even debuted, she walked away, filling a pool to something different. Unbeknownst to her, God was moving in her life after she encountered the gospel, a moment that would redefine her entire path in life. This is her story. This is today's Nashville. This is faith. Amanda, what an honor it is to sit down with you from New York to Nashville, from sinner to saint. Let's talk about it.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I love your story. You started out, you were born in New York?
Yes.
And you landed your dream role. Let's go back. Growing up, New York, you wanted to be an actress and singer, right?
That's right. Musical theater.
How did you land that role?
Yeah, it was years. My whole adolescent life was just training to be this Broadway performer, and everything that I did was always a step closer to just wanting to pursue being on Broadway. And so I was attending one of the top conservatories in Manhattan, dropped out because it was too much, and then just started auditioning for roles.
How old were you?
I was 18 at the time.
Okay.
I would wake up in the morning and I would go knock on any stage door that I could find, ask if they were casting for any kind of role. And one day, a stage director said, yes, come in. I auditioned for my dream role and ended up getting the understudy position.
So what was the role?
It was Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family musical.
So how long did it take you to prepare and all that?
Yeah, so in the middle of the script reading was when I ended up walking away from all of it. So I had landed the role and then decided this is not what I want to do with my life, and ended up giving up the role and walked away from Broadway for good.
And why did you do that?
Something in me, I didn't know at the time it was the Lord. You know, we called it intuition back then, but something within me just felt like there is something more to life than people knowing my name or being casted as this role. And I wasn't sure exactly what life had for me or what the true meaning of it all was, but I knew I needed to find out.
Did somebody influence you, or, I mean, when was that moment when you thought, I can't do this?
We were in the middle of reading the script, and I said, I can't do this. This is not for me. This is not the route.
Did you say it to yourself, or did you say it to the...
I said it to myself at first, and then I said it to the director, and it didn't go so well, but I knew I had to walk away in that moment. It was time.
So during that time, were you a believer?
I was not.
Did you have family with you there? I mean, were you
living
on your own?
I was. I had my own apartment in Manhattan. I was working all the time.
18 years old, down.
That's right.
Oh my.
That's right.
What was life like in New York?
Chaotic, but fun. Chaotic, but fun. It felt dry. It felt empty. My whole life, I wanted to live right in the heart of the city and be a part of all of it, and have a family there one day. And so my whole identity was wrapped up in dreams that I had since I was a kid. And so my family didn't really quite understand why I was walking away from everything. I didn't really quite understand why I was walking away from everything, but I knew that I had to.
Where was your family?
They were about 45 minutes up north in Orange County, New York, where I grew up.
And siblings or any?
Only child.
Only child. So
Yeah.
you walked away from all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do after turning down the role?
I crashed and burned. I had an identity crisis. My whole life, I was the performer. I knew how to step into a role and play the role that was assigned to me, I feel like I didn't truly know who Amanda was. Who was I aside from singing? I had no idea. So I went searching as far and wide as I could to figure that out.
Let's talk about that searching.
Yeah.
Where were you searching?
In all the wrong things, in alcohol, in relationships, in traveling. I moved out of my hometown. I fled. I ran and in search of trying to find happiness anywhere, and moved to a little town in North Carolina on the coast and tried to find it in friendships and more relationships and more drinking, and just fell short every single time. Nothing satisfied me.
Is there a moment during those times that you can think of or that you can share that you were going through, that somebody might be listening right now and might be going through the same thing, and at that time in your life before you found the Lord?
I think we're all searching for something that kind of quenches that ache that we all have without Jesus. And with not growing up in the church, with not having him as my foundation, I understand life without him just as much as I understand life with him. And so I think for anyone listening that is searching for something to satisfy their soul, the answer is Jesus, period.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the time when you did find Jesus. How old were you then?
I was 23.
23. Mm-hmm. So from 18 to 23, you were just out.
Recklessly living life, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I met the Lord through my husband. I feel like he was sent to me as this gift, as this avenue to find the Lord. He grew up in the church. He understood what Jesus had come to do for all mankind. And he was the one that ended up dragging us to church. And that's kind of where I fell in love with worship music and with Jesus for the very first time in my life.
And you were 23.
23 years old.
Tell me about the moment you knew that Jesus was calling you to a different place.
Yeah, we were at a membership class for the very first church that my husband had dragged us to. And the pastor at the time, he explained the gospel in a way that it finally clicked and it finally made sense. And he described it as like this marriage, this relationship, this covenant. And I think the vocabulary that he used, the gears finally clicked into place. And it hit me at once like an avalanche of just emotion of, whoa, someone loved me that much that they took on death in that way to take my place for my sin, for my shortcomings. What is this kind of love? It was almost too much. And when it all finally clicked, what other response is there except take my life, have it all, I surrender it. I want to journey through life with you, Lord. And it changed everything. And in that same moment that I gave my life to the Lord for the first time, my husband rededicated his. And it just made the whole moment that much sweeter.
We're going to talk about your husband when we come back, and we're going to continue talking about sinner to saint and what God is doing in your life.